Kentucky Derby. And it's joining the dancers racing for the lead. Musket Man has some early speed on the inside. Here's Regal Ransom with some speed as well. Beneath the Twin Spires the first time, Regal Ransom, and joining the dance will vie for the early lead. Pioneer of the Nile is right up there. And then it's Papa Clem down toward the inside. He's now fourth. Desert Party forwardly placed fifth on the outside. Flying Private is sixth. Freezing Fire in and among horses is now seventh. Musket Man is eighth. Dunkirk is ninth on the outside. Then farther back down on the rail, that is Atomic Rain, running in the 11th position, 2 lengths back. And General Quarters is now 12th. Nowhere to Hide is 13th on the outside. Westside Bernie is now down toward the rail. And then on the outside, at the back of the pack, beginning to move up now, is Hold Me Back. Advice is also right there toward the back of the pack, along with Chocolate Candy, Summerbird. Advice, the last of them all, is Mr. Hot Stuff. So down the backstretch run, or even be well behind the rest of them, is Mind That Bird. So down the backstretch run, and joining the dance, an impudent long shot leader here, 50-1, taking the field through an opening half mile that was strong, 47 1/5 seconds. Regal Ransom is third. On the outside, Pioneer of the Nile. Now Garrett Gomez asking him for a bit more. He's right there. Third on the outside, Desert Party is now fourth. Hold Me Back fifth toward the inside. Papa Clem threads his way through horses from sixth. Now Musket Man is now seventh. Chocolate Candy is beginning to come alive now, and he's eighth on the outside. Then down toward the rail, it's Advice as the field turns for home. Top of the stretch, it's still joining the dance with a tenuous lead. Regal Ransom and Pioneer of the Nile strikes the front just outside the 8th hole. Musket Man is coming hard down the center of the track, and Papa Clem's right there too. Down toward the inside, coming on through. That is Mind That Bird now is coming on to take the lead as they come down to the finish. And a spectacular upset. Mind That Bird has won the Kentucky Derby. An impossible result here. And a three-way photo for second among Musket Man, Pioneer of the Nile, and Papa Clem.
Calvin Borel has done it again. Calvin Borel, that's what they call him at Churchill Downs for his penchant for coming through on the inside. We saw him do it with Street Sense, and here we saw him do it on Mind That Bird in the final strides, exploding through on the rail to pull a monumental upset at 50-1. 50-1, Mind That Bird and Calvin Borel with a huge upset, the second biggest upset in Derby history. He won the Oaks yesterday on Rachel Alexandra, just looking around for somebody to come at him, winning by over 20 lengths. Today, he explodes in the final 16th of a mile, coming through on the inside to get the victory. Wow.
Maybe this is why they didn't run Rachel Alexandra in the Derby. He knew something none of the rest of us did. All the contenders were right there coming into the stretch. Nobody knew where Calvin was on Mind That Bird. Did exactly what he did with Street Sense.
Donna.
Calvin, oh my God.
I love you, sweetie.
You won the Oaks and the Derby. You just said I love you to who?
My mom and daddy.
Who are no longer with us.
I went to you. Oh, Lord. I could only be here to see what I accomplished in my life.
Calvin, I can't imagine how proud they would be of you. What's it mean to you to win your second Kentucky Derby in 2 years?
It's unbelievable. It's been a long, hard road, but it's paying off, baby.
Now, we talked earlier, and I said if you could ride Rachel Alexandra in this race over this horse, you might have taken the filly. Now, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I can't knock him down. He did it for me today. I mean, I just took him back, rode a Street Sense race. Like Mr. Carl told me how to ride my horses and taught me, and it paid off today.
Tell me about your trip. Did you make it up the rail like you always do?
Come clean up the fence the whole way. I mean, had a good trip. Got stopped maybe one time going around a turn. But after that, it was awesome, you know.
At what point did you realize you were going to win the Derby?
I knew I was going to win it by the 3/8 pole, baby. If I could get through and just find my way through, and, you know, it was Kitty board the door from there. I mean, and he's such a little horse, you know, but when I kept asking him, he kept getting closer to him, and I said, God, it's like, he's going to get here. And then when I got to the 8 pole, the horse in the front come off. And then I clucked at him one more time. He went in there, you know. They were going pretty quick, though.
Calvin, I couldn't see the first part of the race from where I was. How far back were you in the first turn?
It was pretty far. I must have been about 15, 20 lengths back, you know, because I was about 7, 8 lengths back from the horse in front of me, and then they were all bunched up, you know, Donna.
The whole time you felt like you had plenty of horse.
Yes, ma'am. A lot of horse.
Okay, so the $1 million question, you know, for $100,000, they could supplement Rachel Alexandra and run in the Preakness of the Belmont. What would you do then?
No, my man said yesterday we're not going to do that, so I'm not worried about that, Donna.
That's the least of your worries right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Calvin, go enjoy another Kentucky Derby win. Tom, another upset, and another very, very happy Calvin Borel.
The emotion of Calvin never gets old, does it? Genuine emotion, winning the Oaks and the Derby. This is a horse that cost $9,500. $9,500 this horse cost. Off for the helmet from Calvin Borel. And he drove up in a trailer pulled by a pickup truck by his trainer, Benny Woolley, who's in the race for the first time.
Yeah, he hauled the horse himself here, and I mean, just this whole story is something that we're going to all have to look back at now and reassess it, because he kind of got left out of the picture here. He was fourth in the Sunland Derby in New Mexico, Sunland Park. Had enough money to get in here, but I mean, that was a race that was not even a graded race, and here he is winning America's biggest horse race for 3-year-olds, America's biggest event. Calvin Borel doing it 2 years in a row, 2 days in a row. This is like Casey's Shadow. If anybody's ever seen the great quarter horse movie, Casey's Shadow, Rags to Riches, this is it. The Louisiana boys make it big, and Calvin is a true horseman himself. You know, I've been watching the races here the last 4 days, Tom, and horses that were right on top of the rail. Calvin Borel found this place, but I mean right on top of it, there was a bias there, and if you weren't right on top of the rail, you needed to be about 5 or 6 lengths wide of this inside rail. Well, nobody was on top of that spot. That's Calvin's place. It's always Calvin's place. He took advantage of it, and that is
Kentucky by Lamantia, Blackburn, and Needham Betts Thoroughbreds. How'd he do it?
There's Mind That Bird. He had one horse outrun in the picture going in, turn comes around. One horse there, weaves his way back inside. He was watching his video of Street Sense last year, I think, before he went out there. And I'm going to tell you, that was a tight hole that he went through, but he went through there so fast. It's like I was talking before the race, when the hole's open, you've got to have luck, but you've got to have a horse that will burst through them, because they don't stay open very long.
That's what you said way back earlier in the show. The race within the race. Got to have luck, but you got to have the horse. And obviously, Mind That Bird was the horse today.
He was in his own race. There was another race going on, but it was for second place, because he had put the field away well inside of the 16th pole and just drew off. But tight finish for second place.
And did that look familiar? Well, 2 years ago, Calvin Borel again threading through traffic and snugging that rail on Street Sense.
Now this move here, very reminiscent, but as he had approached the 8th pole today, they're just winding into the stretch right now. There's still 3/16 of a mile to race in this particular race. At this point right now, in today's race, he was still on the rails, had 3 horses that he had to fight his way inside of to get the job done.
Well, that was the scene 2 years ago, and here he is in 2009. Thinking of his mom and dad.
Of course, our winner, Mind That Bird. Why here? Watch him get squeezed coming out at the start here. Might have helped this horse in the long run. He's been laying close to the pace. Calvin said, well, you want to squeeze me? I'll just take back, head for the fence, and he's going to do it pretty quick. And this horse, he wants to show more than what Calvin's letting him. He gets him relaxed. See him way back in the field right there. Highlighted, making that beautiful run. And I really don't need to say anything here. It's self-explanatory, Tom.
It is, and of course, the Calvin Borel seeking the quickest way home, skimming the rail. Here's where he just gets inside as they come off the fence just a little bit. He gets inside him, and then the horse just explodes.
He just explodes at that point, and believe that was Summer Berg that he passed right there at the 16th hole when he made that big run. And I bet you his young rider, Chris Rozier, was shocked